Hey everybody, good morning. I'm Bob Bakert. We're here with John Scofield. See how I did that, John? It's very it's very slick.
Professional.
Hey, listen, we're here this morning to talk about your new record with Dave Holland, which I just listened to. I got it. I got a copy of it last night. I listened to it last night on my computer because that's where I was. I didn't have a choice. And then this morning I got up early and listened to it on my studio reference monitors.
Right.
And holy shit.
Everything changed when you heard it on the monitors.
Well, the essence of the music was fine on the computer because I'm listening with the little headsets and all
Oh
that.
yeah, okay.
But the engulfing totality of the tone qualities and the textures and everything was,
Oh yeah, through a good system, yeah.
yeah, it just was like, man.
Oh,
Well,
that's good.
so yeah, so this new record, I'm gonna just say a couple things and then I want you to tell us about it. Uh, the term synergy comes to mind, and so I went to the dictionary, and this isn't a perfect example of the term, but the interaction or cooperation of two or more organizations, substances, or other agents to produce a combined effect greater than the sum of their separate effects. So, you two guys are master virtuosos, second to none in the world, at the peak of your powers, as far as I'm concerned. And you come up with this record, which is just unbelievably good, John. It's beyond
Thanks.
that. I don't have words. I don't, I was trying to come up with some stuff. I made notes. I don't have words for this thing. It's I don't have words. I was going to say stunning, spectacular, marvelous, all that stuff, and it is all those things. But I don't know. I mean, it's really it's unbelievably good. I mean, I sat and had it on all morning, just listening to it, like
Oh,
I was getting ready. And Icons at the Fair, starting with that and ending with Memories of Home, which is of course the title track. It's just it's otherworldly, John. I've got the press release and all that. I don't want to repeat the press release, but tell us about this record.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you, Bob. Thank you. I'm glad we succeeded in not blowing it too much and because you never know. But playing with Dave is really a dream come true. I mean, I can't think of any other bass player who is so centered and I just play off of him. He's so in the groove. I love playing with him, and we talked about doing a project years ago, and then I think I mentioned, well, that maybe we could do duo, and Dave said, oh, okay, that'd be something different. I mean, at first we were thinking about, with a whole group put together a co-led group for a special project, and we decided to do duo. And I've always been a fan of especially Jim Hall, his duo projects with Ron Carter and Red Mitchell and all, and I always wanted to. I haven't done a duo guitar and bass record, and I don't know if Dave had either. But anyway, we did it, and luckily we got to play a couple of tours together before we went in the studio over the years, really. And one-off days we played a week at the Blue Note once, and then we recorded afterwards, so we'd had some time playing together, and we decided to go with original tunes rather than standards, really. Um, and so we did some of Dave's and some of mine. We had twice as much material that we had been playing in concert, and we ended up with these tunes as those are the ones that worked that day, really. And it's just, it's great to play with Dave. He's amazing.
The obvious, you know, I'm listening to like I said, I don't have words. I really don't. I mean, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I've had 2 cups of coffee. I'm trying to get my ass in
Maybe
gear.
you'll, yeah,
Yeah,
that's the problem with music, is it's music, so it doesn't
yeah,
really,
yeah. But I mean, you
words.
know, yeah. I don't have. Well, usually, you know, you can not usually, but you know, you can talk about this. It is original, inspired. You know, you guys, both of you guys, have had, you know, long histories of playing with everybody. One of the things that is, I don't know if it's unique to you, but it certainly is prevalent in you, is your willingness to incorporate people like the Grateful Dead, Neil Young, you know, all of the I'm going to call them more pop type melodies that we all grew up with, and let that influence you, as well as, you know, obviously your time with Miles Davis and all those people. Everybody anybody that's going to be watching this, and hopefully some new people, knows your history. I mean, John, you're well documented, where you've been, who you've been with, and all of that. But this is an uncanny project. I mean, first of all, you two guys sound amazing together. I don't know how the hell you land on the notes that you land on when he's landing on the notes that he's landing on, and juxtaposition of that with the melody, and your chord work is phenomenal. You know, I'm flabbergasted with all of this. He's doing a tune, and he's taking a solo, and I made some notes on it, and you're playing some very, very subtle chords underneath the solo, and I'm listening to what you're playing. I'm going, holy crap! And "Meant to Be" is one of the tracks, and the harmony that you came up with for "Meant to Be" is full. It's you know, my notes here are full of surprises. And the mending of the bass and the guitar, it's like you guys are literally in each other's heads. It's like you're playing the bass and the guitar at the same time, if you will. But I mean, was that apparent when you guys were recording together, when you were touring together? I mean, you realize?
Well, I think we played enough together so that probably stuff comes in subconsciously, where you understand what the other guy's doing when you play together enough. And that's a certain kind of looseness that can happen, you know, when you play together enough. But we never talked about it. We've just known what to play because we've played a lot, you know, of music over the years. So you know, behind Dave, you can also stop playing, and he's fine. You know, he can just keep doing the solo without accompaniment. And to a certain extent, I'm like that too. So if you know, basically, Bob, we're going in our heads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or in the case of one of Dave's tunes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, we're just keeping that's what we do, you know.
Yeah.
And when you have drums, you can refer to that. But Dave and I were referring to an unspoken drummer, you know, the unheard drummer that's in our heads. That's the metric pulse
Yeah,
of this
of course.
music, you know.
You know, and I mean, it's just the two of you. The instruments that you're playing and the recording of it is phenomenal. There's nothing in the band pass, you know, from 20 to 20, you know, that
That's
you
good.
feel like you're missing anything at all. I mean, it's completely full up, with good texture. I mean, it's uncanny. So obviously he's playing his bass, and it's what guitars are you playing? I mean, I hate to ask.
I'm just playing the one guitar that I always play,
Yeah.
which is this Ibanez AS200 from the 80s. And, you know, I have, Bob, a million guitars.
I know you do.
And I mess with them all the time. And I always come back to this one guitar as just what I'm used to. I'm not even sure if it sounds better, but I know how to use it. And so I'm kind of hooked on this one guitar. And then I have a new amp that I use, a different amp. Oh, look at that. You got a
Well,
three.
you know, you made me get this out today.
Wow.
Well, it's a Collings.
Yeah,
It's an
that's a
I-35 Collings, but it's the closest thing I have to that instrument that you're playing. But you made me get this out today, um, because I was so inspired by what you were doing. Most
oh, thanks.
and so I can't get over it. I mean, let's talk about your amp because you were going down the amp, and I want to explore
Yeah.
that a little
Well,
bit.
I also, I have a new amp that I use for this date, and it's a Magnetone.
Okay.
It's the new Magnetone that they're making, I believe, in the Midwest in St. Louis. Somebody has the Magnetone name, and it's making them again with the same. They look the same as the old Magnetones, but I think they're different inside. But anyway, I just loved it. I played one day, and then I had to buy one. Um, and that's what I use, the Magnetone.
Are there? I mean, I know that you're not adverse to pedals. Are there any pedals being used?
Yeah, I probably, I have a Klon distortion, whatever it's called, gain pedal, the
Yeah,
famous Klon, that
yeah.
that a great guitar player in Las Vegas, um, Jimmy Maxwell gave me a Klon after I played on his record. This is 20 years ago or something. And very generous. He said, "I've got two of these. Here, you take one." And and now it turns out it's worth some money. But I shouldn't even talk about it because I play it on the gigs, and I don't want somebody to nip it. But that's what I use, this Klon, and I turn that on just a little bit to warm it up. And there might be songs that I didn't have it on, but I can't remember which is which.
You know what's funny about that pedal? Back in the day when Bill Finnegan was still making them, you had to interview with him to get one.
Wow.
Yeah, they were $400 at the time, and the reason you had to interview is because the effect is so subtle. People were thinking they were buying Marshall distortion cabinets,
Right.
big time high gain pedals,
Right.
and yet it's not. It's a low gain pedal, and people were disappointed with them because they were expecting to make Marshall sounds in their bedroom, and
Yeah.
he got a lot of returns, and he
Wow.
just so
Wow.
he wanted to talk to people in order to
Explain what it did.
explain
Yeah.
what it did and if you understood what it did. And I don't want this freaking thing back. So I bought mine for $400. I think I sold it for $400. I'm looking at right now on eBay. There's one for $11,700.
Oh my God, that must be the gold one, right?
That is a gold one, yeah.
Yeah, mine's silver, so
Yeah,
not
well,
as good, not as
this is
desirable.
$10,000, whatever. But I mean, the point the point is, uh, whatever you're doing, it sounds amazing. I mean, there's a lot of. Are you just using the reverb that's in the amp, or is that coming from the
Well,
pedal?
I had a little bit of, I put a little bit of my reverb on.
Right.
I have a reverb pedal that I use, electro harmonics. There's really good reverb on the Magnetone.
Right.
So between those two things, I put a little bit of reverb on, and then we add reverb after from
Sure.
the studio that they have high-end reverb, tank thing.
The tonalities and the textures of the two instruments are just flawless.
Oh, that's good.
It just doesn't get any better. I mean, it sounds great. Let's talk about music a little bit because that's near and dear to our hearts. When you approach a project like this, is there something different in your head going on?
Well,
What's going on in John's head when he says, we're going to record just the two of us, me and Dave, and of course you've been touring.
well, that's the thing we've been doing. We picked out the repertoire years before that, and then some of the tunes worked better than others on the gigs. And we had twice as many songs as we needed to
Right.
make an album. So we recorded a bunch of them. Some of them we eliminated, said maybe not right now, and then other ones didn't come off. We went in the studio for 2 days, I believe,
Hmm.
and some of them didn't come off as well, and the other ones came off better than we had expected. And that's how we picked the songs for the record. But it was really the same thing that Dave and I did the first couple of times we rehearsed, and that's the only times we ever rehearsed. before we had some gigs in the very beginning. And I just brought in a bunch of tunes of mine and some ideas of standards or whatever. He had a bunch of his. And out of that initial meeting, we ended up with a list of, 15 tunes or something. And ended up only using, what, 9 on the record. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's 9 tunes on the record. I think 3 of them are his. I think 6 of them are yours. And so this comes out on what's the date? The 22nd of November?
Yeah, end of November then, yeah.
The end of November. And are you gonna tour it? What are you gonna do with what's the
Well,
plan?
we've done so many tours. We will, I'm sure, do more. We don't have anything scheduled right now. But the days of like putting out a record then touring to support it, it's not always like that.
Oh, I know,
Both Dave and I have other tours that we're doing in the next, few months. But yes, we will, I'm sure, get back together and do more gigs.
That's phenomenal. So what's keeping you busy right now? I know you're leaving for a tour, like tomorrow.
Yeah, this is I have this band that I call Combo 66, which is really my same trio with Bill Stewart and Vicente Archer on drums and bass, and we add piano player Gerald Clayton. Combo 66, which I named Combo 66 when I turned 66 and wrote those tunes and we made a record. Now I'm 73. So I guess you'd call it Combo 73. And we're doing a big US tour this month. And then I'm off through Christmas and it starts up again next year. And I've got trio gigs. I've got some duo gigs with Gerald Clayton, the piano player. And it keeps going. Yeah, onward.
So how does one find out where John's going to be?
JohnScofield.com.
Okay.
And I have to remind my daughter to put the gigs up. She's the one who helps with it because I don't know from websites or anything. Boy, I could barely get the Zoom working today with you. But but yeah, you can go to johnscofield.com.
So those gigs are obviously more of the electric.
Yeah, not as, I mean, it's jazzy. It's not the same as a duo though. There's drums and we make a lot of noise. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, there's drums and we make a lot of noise. So I don't want to keep you too long today. I just want to talk about this record. We're going to put this on the cover of the magazine. And,
oh, thank you.
With your well, John, I mean, I got to tell you, I mean, I'm going to blow a little smoke up your skirt. Why not? What the hell? I mean, you are, what I ask everybody online and offline, who are your favorite guitar players? And you're always in the top 3.
Wow.
Yeah, people love you. I mean, you bring something different all the time. Your playing is always fresh. I'm a little older than you are. I hate to say that.
What? Nobody's older than me.
Yeah, I'm 75.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no shit.
Look at you. You're in good shape. Yeah.
Well, we could talk another hour about that, but I'm working on it. What can I tell you? So, is there anything else that you want to talk about in terms of this record, or anything else that you're doing?
No, I mean, I'm doing this record, and we will do more gigs with Dave, and then like all musicians, I get out there on the road and play. I got all these different groups, a lot of trio. Next fall, I'm going to do a thing called, Susan came up with the idea, Electrospective, which is a special group that I'm putting together to tour a year from now, but you got to do it way in advance.
Yeah, right.
Where we play my electric tunes from the 80s and 90s that are more funky fusion electro oriented. That'll be with Larry Goldings, great drummer Adam Deitch from Lettuce and my band years ago, and Oteil Burbridge, fantastic bass player who's in Dead and Company and all that. It was in the Allman Brothers. He's great. So it's a special group for me, and I'm looking forward to doing that in the fall.
Oh wow, that I mean, that All right, here's a stupid ass question. Why not? What's it like to be John Scofield? I mean, you just pick it from. I mean, you throw out a name like Larry Golding's, like Joey Bag of Donuts. I mean, these guys are.
Well, look, Larry and I have played together for God, I don't know how long, but I mean,
Yeah.
I late '80s, early '90s, that I've been playing with him on and off, and so I'm throwing the name out there. Yeah, but I love playing with Larry. I mean, Larry, I've played with Larry a lot. We made some recordings together, and we made a really nice thing with the late Jack DeJohnette, who passed away just now. It's just really awful that he's gone, but we made a nice record with Larry and Jack. Yeah.
Is there anybody out there that you haven't played with that you say, hey, I'd like to get some time with this guy?
Well, there's a lot of young musicians that I really admire and I love to listen to. A lot of guitar players, and it's so easy to access people's work now. That I love that.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as playing with the greats, I've done a lot of that, and I loved it. But what I really like to do is to play with people for a longer period of time. So if I was going to get Herbie Hancock, I could get him maybe to play on, a few tunes on a studio with me after. It would be really hard to get him, and then maybe I could get him. But, that wouldn't be as rewarding as playing for a month with the same people and seeing how it evolves.
It's funny you say that. I mean, I do a lot. I'm acting these days. I'm trying to be an actor, and I get cast in these. The smaller the project, the bigger the part. The bigger the project, the smaller the part. It's just the way it is. Because I am literally Joey Bag of Donuts in that world, but one of the things that I study a lot. I mean, I go to class and I study. I study the whole thing. And my point in all this is that when I get to work on a part for a month before I perform it with my scene partners, I get pretty good at it, and I enjoy it more. It grows, and so that's what I'm hearing you say, that when you play with Dave on the road for a couple of months or whatever and all that, and you're starting to get in each other's head, when you really know the lines, in acting, that's when you can really start to be an artist. If you're thinking about what the hell the changes here, what are the lines here? When you're in your head with the music. When you're in your head with the lines, then you can't really emote what you want to do artistically, and I think that's what I'm hearing you say.
Absolutely, and that's I think a great analogy. And I think when you know the material, then the subconscious can take over too.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff that I don't think about, but it's just things come out that are realer than what you would imagine sometimes, if you just let it go.
There's nothing in this record here, I printed it all out and I made notes. There's nothing in this record, when I go Memories of Home, that sounds anything but spontaneous and from the heart. Folks out there in TV land, this is a great record by two amazing musicians, the best in the world. Buy it, listen to it.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks for doing this.
Hey, man.
Thanks, jazz guitar fans.
All right, but listen, anything else we got for you? Anything else you'd like to?
That's it for me, man.
About? Well, go get some breakfast and have a wonderful day. And John, thanks as always for coming on and talking to us. We really appreciate you. And
thanks.
When you come to Atlanta, let me. I'm going to try to keep posted on when you come, because
johnscofield.com. I don't know. I think I am coming in, I believe, next March. It probably hasn't been posted yet.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I'm coming.
I don't go to many shows, there's a whole long reason for that. But I would.
Well, that'd be great to see you, Bob.
Yeah, I'll definitely come and see you, man. Well, listen, all the best to you and Susan. Tell her thank you for helping to coordinate all this. And I'd like to I'd like to do a shout out to my buddy Don Lukoff, who I know is your public relations guy, who put this all together. And I want to thank you, John Scofield. The record is it's called Memories of Home with Dave Holland. It's phenomenal. And I say that, like I said, I got out my I-35 because I'm going to try to.
There it is. Oh, that's a beauty.
I got out my I-35. Thanks, John. Have a great day.
Thank you, Bob.
All the success in the world to you, buddy. Bye-bye now.
Same to you. Thank you so much, my friend.
See you, man. Bye-bye.